What if the most mysterious verse in the Quran contains the very key to unlocking divine consciousness? Why would Allah begin the longest and most detailed surah of the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, not with a command, not with a name, not even with a clear sentence, but with three disconnected letters, Alif, Lam, Meem? To the mind they are a riddle, but to the heart they are a doorway. In Sufi tradition, the Quran is not just a book to be read, it is a sea to be drowned in. Each verse is a wave, each word a drop, and each letter a secret waiting to be revealed. The verse Alif Laam Meem is not an ordinary verse, it is a sacred cipher, a coded message that opens not just the chapter, but the soul. Let us enter into this mystery not with the logic of scholars, but with the longing of lovers. For this is not an academic lecture, it is a spiritual unveiling. The letters as divine breath. Alif Laam Meem belongs to a group of Quranic initials known as Huruf-e-Muqatta'at, the disconnected letters. To many these are inscrutable, left to the realm of divine knowledge. Classical exegesis often stops here, stating, Allah knows best their meaning. But the Sufi does not stop. He lingers. He contemplates. The Sufi listens not only to the letters, but to the silence between them. Because God speaks in silence as much as he does in sound. Alif is the first breath of existence. It stands alone, unbent, upright, the primordial one. Lam bends, descends, stretches out like a ray from the sun to the earth. Meem encloses, curves, forms a circle, the veil of manifestation. The letters are not mere sounds. They are states of being. Alif is unity, wahda. Lam is divine will, irada. And Meem is manifestation, zuhur. Together they describe the entire arc of existence. The divine was alone, then he willed to be known, and so he manifested himself. Alif, Lam, Meem. Ibn Arabi's vision of the letters. Sheikh al-Akbar Ibn Arabi, the Grand Master of Sufi metaphysics, said, the entire Quran is contained in Surah Al-Fatiha. The Fatiha is contained in Bismillah. Bismillah is contained in the Ba, and the dot under the Ba is the essence of it all. But before all of this, before even the Ba, is the breath that utters it. That is Alif. Ibn Arabi saw letters as living forms, not symbols. Each letter is a world. Each is a mode of divine self-disclosure, tajalli. In his cosmology, the universe is composed not of atoms or particles, but of letters, the building blocks of divine speech, the fabric of reality. Alif Laam Meem is, in this view, not just the opening of a chapter, it is the opening of existence. Alif, the axis of unity. Alif is the first letter. It is straight, simple, undivided. It is the mark of oneness. It resembles the digit 1 in form and function. In Arabic calligraphy, it stands tall like a minaret pointing toward the sky. To the Sufi, Alif is the essence of God, silent, unchanging, without parts. It does not connect to other letters. It stands apart as God stands apart. Yet it is present in every letter. Every word in Arabic, no matter how complex, must pass through the throat, where the sound of Alif originates. It is hidden but essential, silent but present, like the divine. In the metaphysical sense, Alif is being, wujud. It is the I am before the world knew what I or am even meant. Lam, the descent of light. Lam bends. It begins where Alif ends and descends toward form. If Alif is the unseen world, Alam al-Ghaib, Lam is the bridge. It is the ray of light, the first movement from unity to multiplicity. Lam represents divine speech, not the silent essence, but the intention to be heard. The Quran is called Kalamullah, the speech of God, and it is through Lam that speech begins to take shape. It is no coincidence that law, tablet, and lisan, tongue, begin with Lam. These are the means through which the unseen becomes known. Lam is the divine turn toward the other. It is God saying, I was a hidden treasure and I love to be known. Meem, the veil of manifestation. Meem is the final shape. It encloses, contains, curves back into itself. If Aleph is the origin and Lam is the descent, Meem is the form. It is the cosmic womb, Ram, where the formless becomes form. It is no coincidence that the name Muhammad begins with Meem. He is the full circle of divine manifestation, the perfect mirror, the seal of prophets, the face of the formless in form. Meem is the created world, not in its outer multiplicity, but in its inward secret. It is the divine hidden under layers of appearance. It is the shell that guards the pearl. Alif Laam Meem as the map of the spiritual journey. The Sufi path mirrors these letters. We begin in unity, Alif, descend into multiplicity, Lam, and return to unity through understanding and love, Meem. It is a circle, a spiral, an ever-deepening return. Alif is the state of fana, annihilation of the self and the real. Lam is ishq, divine love that bridges the real and the apparent. Meem is baka, subsistence in God, the re-emergence of the soul as a reflection of the divine. These are not just letters, they are stations. The silence between the letters. One of the most profound teachings of the Sufi tradition is that God is found not only in words, but in the pauses between them. Just as music arises, not only from the notes, but from the space between notes, the divine reality pulses in the silence. Between Aleph and La'am is a pause. Between La'am and Meem, another pause. These are the moments of divine breath. The very act of revelation is a rhythm of speech and silence. The Sufi does not rush to fill the silence with interpretation. He listens, he waits, he weeps. What the mind cannot know, the heart can remember. To ask, what does Alif Laam Meem mean, is to reduce it to something manageable, containable. But these letters are not meant to be managed. They are invitations. They ask you to go beyond your mind into your spirit, to descend from intellect into intuition, from knowing into being. Alif Laam Meem does not explain. It awakens. It is the soul's memory of its origin. It is the whisper of God before he said, "Be." The role of the prophet in Alif Laam Meem. The prophet Muhammad was not just the recipient of these letters. He was their embodiment. His silence before revelation was Alif. His articulation of the message was Lam. His veiling of divine majesty in human form was Meem. The letters trace the inner blueprint of prophethood. And just as the prophet was the bridge between the unseen and the seen, so too is Alif Laam Meem, the bridge between mystery and message. Why begin the Quran with these letters? Surah Al-Baqarah is the longest chapter of the Quran. It deals with laws, ethics, community, history, guidance. But before all that, it begins with Alif Laam Meem. Why? Because before divine law comes divine presence, before instruction comes awe, before meaning comes mystery. It is as if Allah is saying, before you understand me, experience me. Contemplative practice for the seeker. 1. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. 2. Recite Alif Laam Meem aloud or inwardly. Feel each sound resonate. 3. Visualize each letter. Imagine Alif as a pillar of light, Lam as a ray bending toward you, Meem as a circle of golden fire. 4th, let go of thoughts. Let the letters wash over you like waves. 5. Listen to what arises, not from the mind, but from the heart. Repeat daily. The letters will begin to speak, not in language, in light. Final reflections. What we call the Quran is not just a book of laws or stories. It is a living speech, a presence, and Alif Laam Meem is its secret entrance. You do not knock on this door with questions. You enter with love. You sit at its threshold not with answers, but with longing. For those who truly listen, Alif Laam Meem is the whole Quran. It is the sound of the universe in surrender. It is the name before names. It is the beloved calling you home. If your heart stirred even slightly in this journey through the divine letters, then this message was meant for you. Don't let it end here. Subscribe to this channel. Become part of a fellowship of seekers. Share this with one soul who is yearning for depth, for silence, for the real. And in the comments, tell us, what did Alif Laam Meem awaken in you? Because the journey does not end with understanding. It begins with remembrance. And remembrance, dear traveler, is the path to return. Alif Laam Meem.